Hello, and welcome to this third meditation practice for Roar Week at Lone Star Community College. I'm J.L. Dragomir, and today I want to talk about trust. And one of the reasons I want to talk about trust is because when we come to our meditation every day and we start to recognize that we are receiving a new way of thinking or a new way of being in our lives. And then we come again and we come again. And every day we make this commitment that our inner intelligence is going to enliven us. Our inner intelligence is going to settle us into meditation. When we make that commitment to practice meditation every day and 2 times a day, if you can, then when you do that, then you start trusting yourself. This is a really good way to instill trust in yourself because in our times, trust is something that a lot of people don't do. They don't trust themselves, they don't trust others, and that doesn't make for self-loving. And we need to be loving ourselves. So when we commit to doing everything it takes to free ourselves from our confusion, from our habits, known and unknown, we can not only help ourselves, but we help others. We help others with our open hearts and our open minds. So, if you want to, you could certainly go back and listen to the first 2 meditations for Roar Week. And as I talked about focused attention a little bit, that comes from the traditions of Buddhism, Zen, and Tibetan, or Qigong. And those are cognitive processes where you focus your attention on something. And it's been beautifully put that you can focus your attention on anything. Anything in your life can become a meditation. And that's a beautiful thing. And then I also, we just can discuss open monitoring or open awareness meditation, such as Vipassana meditation, where you let the breath come in and you let the breath go out. And you just pay attention to what's going on in your body. Where there might be pain, you don't judge it, you don't put a stigma on it, you just notice that it's there. And this meditation really helps us to understand impermanence, that, just sit for a while and eventually something in your body is going to go, oh, that's a little painful. And if you, without judgment, then eventually it will go away and you no longer have that little bit of pain right there. And that's impermanence. And we really need to understand impermanence, but we can understand impermanence just by watching the sunrise and the sunset. Nothing in our lives is permanent. So when you do open monitoring or open awareness meditation, you really get into that impermanence of our lives. And then, of course, the one that we're going to use today and have in the past 2 days is called automatic self-transcending, which is a transcendental meditation. I gave you a mantra to use, and I'll give it to you again today. But that's where you let the meditation, the mantra, go beyond your own mental activity. So one student wrote this, and it's so beautiful. I want to share it with you, and I'm just going to read what this student wrote. Self-transcending practice should be effortless. Just look for a quiet place in your mind and let the mantra come to you. Going deep is not the goal. The goal is simply to do the process. If thoughts come, that's fine. If a lot of thoughts come, that's fine. If no thoughts come, that it's not a self-validating experience. So that's when you do transcendence, when you go into another experience where your mind easily and spontaneously transcends. It's effortless. There's no attempt to focus. The brain waves are in alpha 1 state. And so you just simply relax into it. So I'm going to talk for another minute or two because another thing I want to bring in, I talked a little bit yesterday about the breath and how that can help you settle into your meditation, especially when we, are on these fast-paced lives. How do we come to be settled into meditation? And breathing will bring you there before you start meditating, before you start doing the mantra, or before you start doing focused attention or open awareness. The breath will slow you down as long as you're breathing into the lower lobes of your lungs. If you continue to breathe just from the upper part of your lungs, then that's going to continue to keep you in that fight, flight, or freeze stage. So you just want to do the that we should do 24/7, but in our society we haven't learned that we should do that. And the other breathing technique you can use is called alternate nasal breath. And so what you do is you breathe in and you close off your right nostril with your thumb on your right hand. Breathe out the left nostril. Breathe in nostril. Close that nostril with your two middle fingers and breathe out the right nostril. That might sound difficult. It's not. It's very easy. And if you do either one of these breathing practices for 2 or 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes, then it does slow down the physiology of the body. So think about that in doing that as I talk or when you just sit in your own meditation. And I want to also just encourage you to do whichever meditation you're used to, or if you're new to meditation, start with, uh, I would start with self-transcendence, but you're welcome to start with any of them. And so, in these days, in our times, a lot of people are suffering from pandemic fatigue. And this is us not understanding uncertainty or impermanence. So we don't want to just tolerate the discomfort of pandemic fatigue or uncertainty. We can actually train our mind and respond in a way that is healthy, that in a way that balances us, rather than the way that we usually respond, which is panic or aggression or indecisiveness or feeling overwhelmed at the prospect of what may come. Instead, we can meditate, we can center, we can ground. And again, I want to just go back to this particular writing was whatever comes, comes. Just be gentle with yourself. How deep you go isn't the goal. If thoughts come, that's fine. If they don't come, that's fine. Just always come back to the mantra. Just come back to the mantra easy, effortlessly. It's residing right there. You're just going into who you already are. So the mantra is the one I can give you, comes from the Vedas. It's a Sanskrit word. It has no meaning. It simply sounds. And you need to meditate with a sound, instead of an actual word. Like I said in the first meditation, if I give you a word or you choose a word that has a meaning, then your mind has a tendency to go off on that meaning. The mind has a tendency to go, oh, yes, peace, 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 peace. How do we get to peace? We'll never be in peace. Peace has never been on the planet. And we just go off. Of course, that isn't true. There has been many people who have been peaceful, but our mind has a tendency to run off with a word that we know. So I'm just going to give you a sound. And these are sounds that, again, come from the Vedas, from Sanskrit, that are over 5,000 years old. So I always look to the ancients to know what they were doing. And before I, here's the mantra: Shri Brizi, Shri Brizi, Shreebrzee, Shri Brizi. So think about that when we settle in here in just a minute. Just relax. Just settle into your chair, or if you're sitting on a cushion, you can settle with your feet on the floor or in cross-legged half lotus. If you sit with your spine erect, then the spine doesn't get tired while you're meditating. It just helps us brings us into coherence a little easier. And just sit back and relax. And maybe take a few breaths. And take this time for you, so you trust yourself, so you love yourself. And in the next 30 seconds, just start the mantra. Say it quietly to yourself. Shri Brizi, Shri Brizi, Shri Brizi. I'll be back in 20 minutes. All right. Let's take time to come out of meditation. Just ease off of your meditation, either the mantra, or if you're doing focused, or if you're doing open monitoring. Just ease off, and we'll just sit here for another minute or so. Just start coming back to your wakefulness in everyday life, but do it slowly. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and wiggle your toes and ears. Rotate your shoulders. Move your head from side to side. Thank you so much for doing this meditation with me and others. Thank you for doing this act of compassion for yourself. Thank you for loving yourself and trusting yourself. And come back to meditation whenever you can. And have a great day. Bye for now.